Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the Half and Half Not season 3, episode 8. It started off with Jeffrey getting his butt kicked by Quincy or whatever, and I mean Quincy is working him over with the nunchucks, not nunchucks, brass knuckles, and I'm just sitting there like Jeffrey, just, just first I want to say Jeffrey, give up the password. Then I'm over here like Jeffrey, grab something, anything. I know you got something in this damn kitchen. But okay. So no, he's still not giving it up. Quincy steady asking for the password or whatever. He's steady not doing it. Then I guess Quincy was like, man, your mama bad. Like your mama the one sent me over here to do this kind of stuff. Um, she just told me don't mess up your face and all this kind of stuff. And he just can't believe his mama would do something like that. And I'm like, yeah, your mama crazy to do bad shit, but yeah, so that fool start telling him like, "What's the password?" Or I'm gonna have you something about cell block D. I said, "Wow, wow." No, I think he said I'm gonna treat you like you're a cell block D. Then he started calling him peaches. I'm like, this is fucked up. But the whole time I'm screaming like Jeffrey, you talking to him all calm and shit. This is what it was pissing me off because I'm like Jeffrey, you talking to him all calm. Now, once you're not trying to headbutt this fool or nothing, like nothing, then you had the phone all that time up in your wall. Okay, whatever. So they going at it or whatever. Jeffrey finally give up the password, but there was no messages or whatever. And he was like, she know you looking for her. And he was like, how do you know? Because he told him he was at the hotel, and he was like, call her. He was like, no, she's not gonna pick up the phone because she know you looking for her and it's gonna set her off. So he was like, well, your ass is gonna go to the hotel with me. And he like, bring your ass and all this kind of stuff. So as he walking out the door, Jeffrey hits him and like pushes him out the door and locks the door. But right before that, Quincy had grabbed the phone out the wall or whatever. And so when he got in the hallway, he was like, I got your phone, like your cell phone and your house phone, dumbass. But my whole time is like, Jeffrey, can you please scream out the window, bust the window, and throw something out so the people downstairs can hear you? Like, you ain't about that life. So try to get some goddamn help. I'm quite sure you got some neighbors bang on a wall. I don't know. It was just irritating to me to see him getting his ass whooped like that and just not trying to do nothing. So Hannah and Benny in the car heading back home or whatever, and they start talking about, the past with Candace and her being raped as a child. And, he was like, so that's why y'all mad at each other. And she was like, I'm not mad at her for that rape. And I'm just sitting there like irritated with Hannah. I was so irritated with Hannah, it was irritating just like to watch. Then they start talking about, Benny brought up the whole court situation and was talking about, how his sister, he was saying how she was saying her sister was good in court and all that kind of stuff. And Hannah basically kind of tells him about, because he asked about Mr. Watson, so she kind of tells him about the whole life support thing. But I was getting mad because I'm like, if you gonna tell him a little bit, tell him the whole fucking story. She never told him about Mr. Watson wanted his kidneys. That's why he wanted to take him off for life support. She just kept saying, I don't know why he did it. And I'm sitting there like, this is what pissing me off. If you, like I said, if you're gonna tell him one part of it, you might as well tell him the whole goddamn story. Whatever. So then, they get home and Catherine's waiting on the porch or whatever, and she all in shock, still going through. And, they try to get her to go in the house, and she's like, no, I'll just sit here. Benny was like, you might want to go in the house when it's dark around here. She like, why? Because he was like, because it's dangerous. She got her ass up so damn quick. But I was laughing because on Twitter she had tweeted that Catherine could have took her care of herself in the neighborhood, and I was like, yeah, I think so too. She's a little hood. She got a little hood in her. So they go in the house or whatever, and Catherine is just filling out the house and saying how warm it is in there and how inviting it is in her house, like compared to her house. Her house cold than a motherfucker with all them crazy people at her house. So she's, feeling comfortable up in Hannah's house or whatever, and Hannah's asking her how she holding up, and she's not really holding up good. She don't know how she even got there. She was talking about, I don't have no friends. Oh, sorry. Oh. But she was saying how she didn't have no friends or whatever, and she was, Hannah was like, well, yeah, you do. You got Veronica. And she was like, no, I don't. She was like, she ain't my damn friend. She only my friend for show. Basically just called Veronica ass out. And was like, if I need to call somebody, it sure wouldn't be her ass. And so, they was talking about, she was talking about how her daughter is dead now. She don't know what to do. And Hannah was just basically telling her to pray. She was like, prayer won't bring her back. And I really don't want to talk to God right now. So you're going to have to pray for me, Hannah. So Hannah was like, okay, cool. They talked a little bit more, and that was that. Then you got David go to the hotel to Maggie. So that was Maggie that had called him. And he was looking for Candace or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, you're not going to get enough to keep calling and fucking with this lady, knowing you got some issues with your wife that you need to deal with and work out. But you're going to keep on fucking with Maggie. Okay, dummy. So Maggie, she's still flirting with him, of course, because she's getting mixed signals from David. I don't care what nobody says. She's getting mixed signals from David. Anytime you tell me, no, it's not going to go down, but then every time you turn around, you calling me, like, what do you want me to do? And then she's doing your dirty work for you. What do you want her to do? So David approaches Candace, want to talk or whatever. This was the best part of the show for me, was Candace and David, because Candace didn't give a fuck about his punk ass threats. She's not bothered, not scared, not flinching. I am laughing, and it seemed like she was getting under his skin because she wasn't flinching. And he was, telling her, what are you doing here? How are you staying here? This is expensive. She was like, you know what kind of work I do? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, you heard about Amanda. And she was talking about going over there to see Jim. He tells her to stay away. And she was like, no. And then she was like, sorry about the light. But, she was talking about how, are you having sex with that blonde? So it kind of threw him all the way off. It kind of like, what the hell? Like, yeah, fool, I know what you're doing with our girl, so whatever. So, he tells her he just want all this to end, to let it go. Next thing you know, they start talking about dogs and being dogs, and he was like, I'm a dog, and she was like, I like dogs and doggy style, and he was like, you just trying to get a rise out of me. She fucked up under the table, and she was like, it's working too. I was like, then she was like, okay, you, me, and her, we can go upstairs right now. And I'm like, this fool, Candace ass had me rolling the whole time she was in there talking to Jim. I'm over here going crazy, clapping. Like, yes, Candace, she's a bitch, but oh my God, she was giving me the excitement that I needed through this show. But he was talking about how don't wake the dog up in me, and she was like, I'm not scared of Jim. He's like, I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about Jim. Then he started talking about some shit, and she was like, oh, you talking about that old nigga spiritual? Then she started singing Wade in the Water. When he walked off, I fell out. I was like, she's not scared of you, boo-boo. If she can get $7.4 million out your homeboy, and can go at Veronica, and you scared as fuck as Veronica, she is not scared of you. I'm just saying. Anyway, so Jeffrey's still in the house. No, before that happened, Catherine go home and reads the shit out of Jim, because he over there talking about, you was right, I should have listened, and all this kind of stuff. And Catherine looking at him like, that's how she was looking at him, like, I ain't got time for this shit. So he was talking about Amanda's birth and how he cried at Amanda's birth. She's still looking at him like, so she brings it up like, you were cheating with Celine the day I gave birth to Amanda. My daddy threatened you. That's why your ass was crying. She read the hell out of Jim, and all you could do is sit there and look stupid. I was like, I'm loving her. I'm telling you, I love Catherine and I love Candace. That's it. Maggie goes to no, Jeffrey at his house, and he's fixing up his face or whatever, cleaning up. He look out the window. Then he go open the door, and I'm sitting there like, you dummy, you ain't got no knife in your hand, no motherfucking hot boiling water, some boiling grease, something to throw in, some bleach. Why are you opening this door and you can't fight? Like, no, it was just reminding me. I just want to be like, oh girl, all about the Benjamins when she told my ex, but baby, you can't fight. That's what I want to tell Jeffrey when he opens that door. Like, why are you open that door and you can't fight? Boy, but whatever. Because I'm quite sure we're going to see what happens with that or whatever next. They was just dragging this episode on and it was getting on my damn nerve. Maggie goes to Jim's room and she wants to know what the hell is up with Candace. What the hell do Candace want? He like, don't worry about it. I got a plan in motion for her. She like, no, I'm gonna go talk to her. So she goes talk to her or whatever. But before that happens, Hannah and Benny, she's on her way to work and she's about to get on the bus. Hey! She's about to get on the bus or whatever. And Benny comes out and like, why you don't want to drive? And she was like, cause she don't believe him about the car. So he was telling her, like, you know, what do you think? Like, I gave you the car. I did get it for $500. Because she grilling him. And I'm sitting there like, when have he lied to you? Like, besides of, like, that shit with Candace is just brothers and sisters sticking up for each other type shit. So I'm like, he ain't too much lied to you where you just can't trust him like that or whatever. So he ended up calling the girl Erica. And cause she thinking that Candace gave him the car, so he ended up calling the girl Erica, and she verified that she gave him the car. She don't want the car back. I'm sitting there like, you got your goddamn nerve, honey. You don't want to tell him all the damn truth, but you want him to tell you the motherfucking truth. Girl, boo, bye. So then after that, Maggie goes to Candace's room, and she's trying to figure out what the hell Candace wants with Jim and all this kind of stuff. And Candace was like, I don't like girls. She was like, no, I don't do girls. And the girl and Maggie was like, well, I don't either. She was like, that makes two of us. So then she was asking her what she want with him, and you know, Candace like, bitch, that ain't your damn business. Like, why are you here? What do you want or whatever? She was like, well, I can get you what you want. Candace was like, bitch, you're useless. Get out of my room. So when she was going out the room, Candace was like, wait a minute. You know, she said something to the law firm, and she was like, yeah, I heard about it or whatever. She was like, well, if you can give me an interview with them, then I'll leave you alone with Jim. I'll leave Jim alone. So then, Maggie goes back to, she said, make sure you give me a male interview with the senior partner. And then I'll leave him alone. So Maggie goes and tells David. David was like, okay, I know some people and make some phone calls. We're going to set it up or whatever. Let's just play this out. Wyatt is having nightmares. He wakes up. He goes to Amanda's room, start crying, calls the DA, Jennifer, and tell her to come over because he want to confess every damn thing. How the daddy, he said that, how my daddy covered it up with a car and all that. So I'm like, oh, hell, it's about to get juicy. We got 2 more episodes left. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about the Half and a Half Nights season 3, episode 8. Like I said, it was a okay episode. Well, no, it wasn't. It was a slow episode. It was just good with Candace and David at the damn table. So that was my highlight. What was your highlight from it? What you think's gonna happen with Jeffrey and his mom and Quincy and shit? I'm just ready for it to all go down. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, Xbox Live. I do everything by the Ghetto View, THA, not THE. Make sure you check out Ashley Miller and also Mike B. They both do Half and a Half Knots. I think some more Love TV also do it. But yeah, check her out if you don't check her out anyway. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.